Hey everybody. Sorry, just getting set up. Usually I have more time to set this up and stuff, but just getting on here. I'm going to try to bring a couple people in. I will have to get Paul Murray's email, and if Star Cops want to come on and stuff, any of you guys. Actually, I honestly I love having anybody on the stream. So anybody who wants to come on, please just let me know, and I will send you a link. Usually, people who I haven't met before who just come in, obviously, can't invite those people on. But most of you guys I've known for a while, and I'm more than willing to bring in. So, how's everybody doing this weekend? Valentine's Day went pretty well, I think. My wife's out doing some shopping and stuff. Hey, above you too, and Jeff's wife. Hey, Jeff's wife, Christy. How are you doing? Hey, Nay. Glad to have you in here. I'm only going to stream for, like I said, maybe 45 minutes to an hour or so. And then if you are going to stay on or be able to, Nay, I will maybe have you help me with OBS and stuff. Ah, it's a raid. What's up, Wedge? Eileen, how are you doing? Where's the Mohawk? Yeah. Above you two, yes. So everybody else. Oh, hey, Grant, how's it going, man? Yeah, Grant, if you want to link as well, you can come on in and say hi to everybody. But yeah, I'm going to, because I hit 1,000 subscribers. Not going to quite do what Grant did and eat some worms, but I am going to let my daughter give me a haircut, and he has free reign to do whatever. So it's kind of halfway grown out.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Doing well. I don't think my image is up yet, but I got your link. I didn't know if you really wanted me on or not, but
Oh, absolutely. No, I definitely wanted you on. I know my voice sounds a little different because I lost it like 3 or 4 days ago. Yeah, I had to. I had some 13-year-old boy moments on my Thursday stream.
oh boy. Okay, I may
But
have to
yeah,
pop out and come back in because my camera likes to putz out on me every once in a while like this.
that's fine. No problem. But yeah, yeah. Thanks, Nay. Absolutely. I'll send you an email and stuff, and we can go about it afterwards. I can't wait to use OBS. I'm actually really excited about it. You can do a lot more stuff. I can get some stuff playing on the side and everything for anybody. Oh, okay, Grant, that's fine. Your kid's still playing basketball. Is he in one of those AAU teams that plays most of the year, or is he? Because usually, if kids are playing basketball at this time, they're in like playoffs and stuff. So that'd be kind of cool.
There we go. I think it's working now.
Yep, we see you.
It's I can't blame the technology. It's me. I'm a noob at this stuff still, so I had to
For for better or worse, we see you at least.
well, for worse, but I can take it. My wife would agree with that.
uh, I don't see the green screen's not set up right now.
Oh yeah, I can't keep that up all the time. My wife would kill me. So I will be putting it up later. I'm going to be going live later.
All
Don't
right,
know when.
nice.
I still haven't secured a time slot, but am I allowed to make a shameless plug like I did this morning?
Go ahead. I don't care.
Okay. Well,
Absolutely.
I am off this week from school. It's our midwinter recess, and I plan on catering to my friends in the UK because now I can stream earlier. And I actually am doing what I call the UK connection or the UK invasion. I'm trying to put together. I already have 2 people, 3 people who I'm gonna interview on my stream, and I'm going to be scheduling it and posting it. And hopefully, people from the UK are going to be able to watch it. But it might be a little early for people here in the US. But yeah, I have. I don't know if you know Jeanette Pickering and Pixie's channel. They're married.
Yep.
Friday night, 5 o'clock Eastern time. 10 o'clock UK time, which would be what, 2 o'clock your time? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be interviewing them, and it'll be fun. But yeah, hopefully we'll get a lot of UK viewers on that. But I figured, they've been very kind and very supportive. So, and they always come onto my streams, but it's always late, and they come in for like 15, 20 minutes, and you can see, oh, I got to go to bed, and they're out. So I want to do something that they can stay on for a little bit longer for. So thanks for let me plug that.
Hey, no problem. Yeah. Yeah. So you're going to have both those guys on at one time, or?
Yes, in fact,
Oh,
I'm gonna put them on. At one point, I thought it'd be funny if I put them on opposite sides. I don't know if you remember how my
yep.
studio looks, but then I think they figured it'd be better if they were together, because if I put them on separate ones, then it might spark kind of a back and forth. So they're like, no, if we go on, we'd like to be on together, and I'm like, that's fair. So
Yeah.
I chatted with them today and made sure I got the format they'd be comfortable with. But they're very, very lovely people, and she's great. And Pixie's waiting; he's chomping on the bit. He's getting a spark. It was supposed to be here today, but it's not going to be there till Monday. And today is like great weather to fly, and it's killing him. And I know
Oh,
the feeling. I know the feeling.
yeah.
So.
I know he was talking about getting the spark, so he pulled the trigger and got it, huh?
Oh yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah.
He pulled the trigger and he took it. Good
Nice.
choice.
Well,
Good
yeah,
choice.
it is a good choice. Oh, it's snowing here. It was sunny like 20 minutes ago,
We actually have some
but
sun, and it's not snowing. Go figure.
nice. Yeah. I actually, you remember Deer Park Farmstead?
Yes.
So I was on his stream a little while ago, and I found out. So I remember when I first met him, I was like, "Hey, there's a deer park like 40 minutes away from me. It's just north of Spokane." And then this morning, I found out that is actually where he lives. So
Hmm.
he lives like 40 minutes away from me.
Nice.
Yeah, finally got somebody who lives close enough to me to actually go and meet up with and stuff. So we're gonna do some collaboration stuff maybe
Yeah.
later.
And there's a small chance I'll be able to get together with Louis P. Floyd, because he only lives about an hour away, and he's the one who's kind of helping me do the FPV stuff. So hopefully we'll get together and maybe do a little of that this week too. So.
Nice. Then that means you live near Aaron FPV, and
Yep.
you also live because he doesn't live that far away from Kelly Paulson either.
No, Kelly's not that. She's not horribly far. She's like maybe another hour beyond them from me. So,
Correct.
so
Okay.
Lewis is where they are in Central New York. They're like maybe the midpoint between where Kelly and I are. But yeah, I wouldn't mind getting in the truck and driving a couple hours. It doesn't matter to me if it means getting together and doing some flying and some video. Be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Rick, thanks for coming in, man. Good to see you in here. Everybody else coming in. By the way, guys, Rodney Bell is his, we all have those goals that we have to get to, and Rodney Bell is very close to one of his big goals. He is within 10 people of 500. So
Actually,
if
seven. I think
anybody,
it's seven now. So he's
is
getting
it?
close. Yeah.
Yeah, so anybody who can pick up Rodney Bell, please pick him up. Absolutely. He's awesome supporter, great channel. Help the guy out. We all have those goals, and when you hit them, it kind of reinvigorates you a little bit and stuff. So I know when I hit my 1,000 a couple days ago and stuff, I was really really excited because I had told Roger that a little while ago, week and a half ago or so, that the 8th was the day that I uploaded my first video. But I
Hmm.
actually had it wrong. It was the 18th. So I made it to 1,000 just before I got to my 1 year mark.
Hmm. Yeah, and I'm going to be shouting out Rodney Bell later when and if well, not when, but not know when it's going to be, but I'm going to be shouting him out to get him even more, because you know how YouTube is. We don't want him just at 500. We want to get him a little bit of a buffer so that when YouTube takes their tax, he'll stay there.
Yep. And hold on a second here. I'm just, by the way, Paul Murray, if you wanted to join in, I'm going to give you an email. You can send an email to me there. And I always want to make this a Gmail account, but it's not. So go ahead and send me an email there, Paul Murray, and I can get you in. Or any of you guys else, whoever wants to come in and say hi and chat and shoot the ship
He's the breeze.
with us. Yeah. With us. Anybody wants to come on, just send me an email and I can get you guys up on here. absolutely. And then, but yeah, I met a couple people on Deer Park's channel this morning. Really cool. In fact, Jeff's wife, Christy, is one that I met on there today.
In fact, I'm subscribing to her as we speak.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going, DIY Granddad? What's up? No, Rodney, you're getting so close. Yeah, so I was going to go fly that crane today, but I wanted it to be clear, and now it's really snowing hard. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish this stream. When I finish, like I said, I'll probably go till about 11:30 my time, which is 2:30 your time there on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have Nay help me with OBS. I'm going to finally jump into the wild side of streaming.
There you go. In fact, Jeff's wife, Christy, has a good point. This is my habit now. I just did this for her. When I go to a person's channel and I subscribe, I click on a video, type in a comment, hit the thumbs up, and I leave the video streaming on mute for a while. And I call it cementing the support. So you'll see that comment, and I think that's, I mean, there's no guarantee, but yeah, just clicking on the subscribe button, you're almost guaranteed to be watched in a day or two if you don't do anything more than that.
Yeah, I think that's something that they changed when they did the purge thing in December. Is they made it to where, you know, if you just hit that button and forget about the person, they're going to take you away within a week or so. You know, I like to do that. What I do is, like you said, you know, when I go on somebody's channel, you know, like let's say we're on this stream right now and I was just one of the people in chat, you know, I'll click on the people, I'll subscribe to their channel, but I'm not going to go watch one of their videos while I'm in somebody else's stream and I'm talking and engaging with people. What I do is I just have like 8, 9 different tabs up. And then after that stream is over, that's when I go back and I'm like, okay, tab, watch it. I'll watch a video. And I like to actually watch the video because sometimes you run into a channel that you're just like, oh, wow, this is really awesome.
I mean, that's how it happened with Grant McIntosh. I never thought in my wildest imagination I'd enjoy watching worm films on his raising worms. And so I do that. And but just in case I forget to, I leave at least that one video playing in the background, and then next person I just keep doing it because, you know, if people are kind enough to support me, I'm more than happy to do that for them. And I will go back. I click on the bell. That's one thing I'm getting better at, is clicking on the bell so I can see the notification, and that's always a reminder.
And you can't always get to the notifications, but sometimes, you know, you see the notification and you're like, oh yeah, and it just puts that person's name in your mind. And you know, maybe sometimes when I see the notification, you know, I'll look at my notifications and then I'll clear them, and then it's like, oh hey, you know, a name pops up. I haven't seen one of those videos in a while, and I'll go and watch it.
Exactly.
I try to watch about 20 or 30 a day. You know, because once you get to that point, you know, 20 or 30 videos a day at about 4 minutes or so average is what you're watching. You know, you got yourself 2 hours of watching videos. But.
Yeah. I always tell people, if you want subs, you got to be a good sub yourself, you know, or otherwise it's pointless. And I don't know if Drone Pool's in the house here, but he was earlier. I don't know if you knew this. He actually sent me a whoop, and I'm going to be posting an unboxing video later. I actually took it for its maiden flight.
And we were seeing when he was talking about sending it to you and stuff. I didn't know you already got it, but that's actually
it's been boxed and for the last couple of days, and I did a complete, like, pure unboxing. I broke the seal and everything. And hopefully I got it the first time. I haven't even looked at the video, but I'll be editing and posting it later if all is well. And what's really cool is he told me that when he was going into FPV, somebody had sent him this exact drone, this exact whoop. And I promised him that I would return the favor, and the next person who wants to try it, you know, if they're sincere and, you know, I know them a little bit, like I think I'd like to think that Drone Pool knows me enough by now that I'll send them the same whoop. And he kept this thing in pristine condition with the original box and everything. So I just have to make sure that stays intact. And the next person, they get it, and we'll just pass it around so people can try it. It's great. Controller and everything.
Nice. Hey, thanks for coming in, Farmer JT, and as well as I see Backcountry Bungholes in here. And the name, I love names that you almost want to laugh when you say them. I love those names. And by the way, they stick with people too. So
Oh, Backcountry Bunghole. What a name. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I
awesome.
sub people on that just for the name, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, I do go watch his videos. There's that I Pick My Butt guy. Hysterical. I watch his video. I have that notification on because just the name alone kills me.
Absolutely.
So,
and Pack Meal's in here as well.
So Backcountry Bunghole, I got you, man.
Yeah, a couple people are in here that I met on Deer Park Farmstead's channel. Quite a few of you guys are in here. Thank you guys for coming in.
Yeah,
and, showing up.
The math teacher in me is going to actually develop a Venn diagram because the overlap, you've got the drone community overlapping the paranormal, overlapping the outdoor, which overlaps the farm community. And it's just, everybody supports each other. It's fantastic.
And honestly, a lot of those channels, like a lot of the channels that I will subscribe to are farming, because we don't have a farm, but we have a garden that we do. And I love gardening. Did it as a kid. My parents, we would always have a garden and stuff. So I love the gardening channels, obviously drone channels. And then just some random everyday vlogging and stuff like that, just because everybody has life stuff and there's interesting stuff out there. And then the paranormal stuff, I don't know. I'm just a sucker for that kind of stuff sometimes. And, the ghost hunters shows and stuff like that, I will watch that stuff. But then the outdoor stuff, I hunt, I fish, everything like that. And, just a lot of the different stuff, gaming channels, I play video games and all that stuff. So I really do kind of enjoy
community overlapping the paranormal, overlapping the outdoor, which overlaps the farm.
Paul, what's up, man?
I'm here.
There you are.
I'm new to all this stuff. I'm just still going screen to screen to screen.
You can't say that, Paul. I've seen you on at least 20 live streams in the last 2 days. No excuses, sir. No excuses.
Well, I'm always humbled to be invited by you professionals.
You didn't see me not have my camera plugged in? I'm no professional.
Yeah, and Russell, it was a pleasure to be with you over on Roger's channel, Canadian Drone Hub.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming in here. It's so much harder to talk to everybody. I like talking to everybody in chat, but it's so much harder to talk to everybody in chat when, there's just static answering you. You see what everybody is saying, but it's much easier to have actual voices bounce off and
well, and when you're in chat, and I think Centroid might agree, it's almost like having a disconnected conversation, because you'll ask something, then I've got to type something else, and it's way down, and the subject matter in chat may have changed several times in the meantime, and it's just different.
Yeah, I do agree with you, and Russ could probably agree also that, well, I'm only speaking for myself. The hardest thing I've had doing all this is talking with people on my stream and keeping track of the chat and making sure I pay attention to them. Because Dad Random called me out on his live stream last night. He had put some witty comments. I completely ignored them, not intentionally, of course, but it happens, and I got to learn the balance. That's all.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's streaming is fun. I only started doing it, sometime in November or whatever. But I've been doing it. I think I did my 10th Thursday show last on Thursday. It was my 10th one, so it was a very short one, and my voice was hardly here at all. But yeah. Let's see, StarCop. The link it's okay. I haven't sent you a link to get in here at all yet, but if you send me an email, I'll get you in here. Hey, Eagle, what's up, man? 4 away from 500 for Rodney, guys, by the way. Anybody who does not have Rodney Bell, please hit him up. He's so close to one of those big goals. You know, we all have those goals of getting our first 100 subscribers, you know, and then usually, you know, 200 or 250. My next one was 250, and then 500 is that next one, and he's so close to it.
Sure. Yep. You know, that's one thing about most of all these live chats. Yeah, we talk about drones, we talk about flying, we talk about a lot of things, but it underscored is the community. You know, we try to support one another.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the conversation goes in different directions a lot of times, which is even more fun.
Nice. Oh, Jeff. Oh, Christy, you hit 500 just now, huh? That's cool.
Eagle VP in the house.
Nice.
Hello,
Yeah.
Keith. Had a nice interview with him last week, and he's such a nice guy. Very supportive, and he's a man who's got lots of wisdom, lots of experience, and very pleasant. So, Keith, man, if I don't see you in the next day or so, I hope you have a wonderful trip, and I'm looking forward to your live stream from your vacation spot.
Yeah, and where is he going again? I remember I only caught like the last maybe 30 minutes or so of that stream with
Well, he's going to have to type it in because I'm hazy as to the exact place. But hopefully, Keith, if you hear us, can you tell us where you're going, sir? Of course, it'll take a few seconds for our voice to travel to them, but that's the other thing I get when I ask a question. Then there's that dead silence. I'm like, okay.
Well, we're just letting you sync with the dead silence after, you know, Paul.
Oh, there it is.
Like, you know, let him sing.
That's it. I was saying it wrong. Majorca.
Majorca.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't even know where that is, but it sounds like it's a lot warmer than here.
Hey, Russ, I just hit what I call a milestone, and at least for me, I broke 200 hours of view time.
Oh, nice. No, that's good. You know, that's the thing is, you know, view time is so much harder to get than.
Yeah. I always tell people, I'm like, you keep chasing subs, you need them. I get that. But the hardest thing to get is that view time. It really is. So, you know, go ahead and get 2K subs. But you know what? If they don't come and watch your stuff, it's pointless.
Yeah. And you know, I don't know. I mean, I probably, if I get to the you know, it's 1,000 subs, 4,000 hours. Most everybody in here knows that because we're all, you know, aspiring and stuff to get higher and all that. But, you know, I'm not too worried about actually making it to that 4,000 view hours as much. I mean, the amount of money you make if you get monetized until you get, I mean, even Pusa Studios, as big as they are and how many people they have watching, I doubt they make more than $100 or so a month.
Yeah. I'm not chasing this for money. It's kind of just a personal goal. And I as per Roger's advice, it's not about the money. It's actually, I'd like to secure some sort of representation through YouTube. So if I have a problem like Val did, I have somebody to talk to. I'm not just left to my own devices. So that's really the benefit as far as I'm concerned. Money's one thing. Yeah. Throw me a few cents here and there. I don't care. I just want somebody who can back me up if there's a problem.
Yeah. I just like having people watch my stuff and seeing the comments and seeing people actually enjoy my stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know, I mean, if I got to that 4,000 hour mark and, you know, I already have 1,000 subs or whatever, I probably would monetize a little bit. I don't know how many of my, you know, if I would monetize every video, because it's kind of hard to make somebody watch, you know, 20, 30 seconds of something that's, you know, 2 minutes long. But, you know,
Russell, did you tell StarCop about Centroid about your plan to on live chat next week? His daughter's going to trim his hair into a mohawk.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be there for that.
Yeah, it's going to happen next weekend probably.
No, see, I think you should go all the way to shaving your head. To be honest with you.
No. What? I would have to find another home until it grew back. The wife,
you got the jawline and everything for it. You're going to look like a state trooper. You know that, right?
Oh yeah. I don't want to shave my head. I'm sure there would be, you know, it might make it easier going into some of the plants that I go into because a lot of them, you know, require all the different stuff. Of course, I don't know if I had a shaved head, the bump caps would probably just slip right off my head.
Well, you've got the look to be a young Rock. The Rock.
I don't have the muscle mass. I more just have the ability to eat.
Can you smack talk?
Oh yes.
Well, there you go. That's all it takes.
I can smack talk. I mean, I wear shirts that say stupid things. So, yeah. Yeah, no, I can smack talk with the best of them. And I only like to talk smack to somebody who can take it, though. Because, anybody who's not able to take it, it's not as fun to see somebody actually get upset.
And Eagle VP is taken to the euphemisms. He just said to above you two, just scratched your back and tied your boots. That's it. We do that for fun. We do that for fun.
I love that. So was it that one day that I came in that you and Steve, that's when we started doing it? Was that the day that you guys started doing it, or was it earlier?
Well, it was the day before, the night before. We were on a what I think it's rattlesnake, something Rattle Ridge Fishing or something. Nice channel, and we're just chatting. Said hello. And next thing you know, I got a comment saying, "Centroid just installed aerial on your roof." And I was on Skype with Steve. I'm like, what the heck is that? And and then all of a sudden I got the notification that somebody subbed my channel. I'm like, oh. Because they had been saying on their live chat that please don't use, they had the Nightbot going, don't use subscribe, because everybody's afraid that those buzzwords that get you flagged or whatever. So we didn't start it by any means, but we sure as heck kept it going. So whenever, like if Steve were to come in right now, he'd say something silly about, hoisting my mainsail or something like that, just to get it going. But yeah, it's become a joke more than anything else. So nice. I'm not opposed to people saying sub or support me or I've supported you or whatever. I just, we just have fun with it.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube, I understand, them having a problem with it, but I think they have a problem with having it, like I was doing this stream and it was literally just hey, everybody, type 1 if you want to support, Eagle VP, and type 2 if you support Drone Shots, and they'll get you. If I was doing that kind of a live stream, YouTube would want to shut that down. But if we're actually talking, having a thing, and people are actually interacting with each other, and saying, hey, I supported with you. If YouTube ever had a problem with that, I would have a problem with them. And I don't think they do. So I think, a lot of the don't say the support and don't say, if you say that in a message on somebody's video, it's going to get put in their spam. That's why you shouldn't say it, because they might never see it. But, saying it on here, I don't care if somebody says I supported you. It's no big deal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I agree.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say that by the same token, I try to make it a point that when people come to my streams that don't sit there and spam support me. That's just not right either. That's annoying.
No. When you're saying support me, yeah, that I have a problem with. But most of the people in here are saying, for example, hey, Gary Foster Brand Aerials, I supported you. Nice channel. And then if he comes back and says, hey, I got you back, there's no problem with that whatsoever.
Yeah. I don't make that a rule about using those words on my channel. I just do it, and people do it for fun now because everybody's like, oh, I think people are just too super sensitive about that now.
StarCop must not have got your link.
I just sent him one like 30 seconds ago, so if he refreshes his email, I saw that. I just sent him an email. I think the first time I don't think I sent him it to his right email because I typed out the numbers in his email wrong. I fat fingered, I think, an extra number in there.
Well, Roger sent me an email address for Val because she wants to talk to me tomorrow. And I did this whole email to Val, and it wouldn't send. Roger sent me an email address for Val.
StarCop's in.
Tomorrow, and I did this whole email to Val, and it wouldn't send. Roger sent me an email address
there.
For Val.
StarCop's in.
And I did this whole.
StarCop. Mute your stream. It's Wes's stream.
Mute your mic.
I was having trouble getting the chat to pop out. I've turned off the stream.
There you go.
Good. That's another thing.
I got to find out what happened to the chat. It went somewhere.
That's another thing I just
There
finally
it is.
broke the habit. That's a thing I finally just broke the habit of. Before I click on Google Hangouts, I make sure I mute the stream because I used to do that all the time.
Oh yeah.
So it's something you just gotta get used to. Starcop, I'm really embarrassed to say this. I don't know your real first name.
Rick.
Rick. Okay. Thank you, Rick. Sorry, I did not know
Or-
your first name. I've only
or
been
like a
calling
lot
you
of people
Starcop.
A lot of people just say Dick.
Okay. There you go.
Rick is a retired Army attack helicopter pilot.
Oh, I know. I know. I've seen him. I've talked to him, and yeah, that's amazing. He definitely has some experience there.
Yeah, and right now he right before you got out or whatever, Rick, didn't you like teach people about the autonomous drones and stuff, military drones and everything?
That's what I do now. I'm
that's what you do
retired
now.
from the military, but I still work for the Army.
There you go.
I'm a double dipper.
That's really awesome. Like that. This
is my latest print, Mark. I don't want to offend anybody, but
no, that's nice.
It's the Methodist cross. Came out a little thin. I'm going to have to increase the thickness of it, but they'll hold together for what I want to do, to just give them out to people for bookmarks and stuff.
Yeah. Now I know, Rick, that your wife was very kind and gave you the power to go and order that print. I think that's fantastic. But my wife just said to me, because she wants me to do some signs for her classroom, and I said I got to order some PLA to be able to do it. She goes, "Oh, let's just get the full color pack." So we just ordered a full package of like 10 different colors, and that was very kind of her to let me do.
Did you get it from Office Depot?
No, I got them off of Amazon. So
okay, yeah, I ordered a 10-pack of what I call half reels. They're not 1K, they're half a K or half a kilo, and I've been very pleased with that. But it was 10 rolls for like I think I paid $80 at Office Depot on us, because I'm a member. I get discounts, and I didn't even realize how much I had saved up over the years buying some stuff there.
Yeah, I don't know if these were half or full kilos, but I spent a little bit more than that.
I know there's probably not any train guys in here, but that's my new toy that just got here today. That is really heavy, man. I mean, I'm having a hard time holding it up. It's made out of brass.
Wow.
It holds. Well, let me find the syringe. It comes with its own needle.
There you go.
It'll hold 10 milliliters of isopropyl alcohol. It's weighted so that it'll keep the pad pressed to the track. And then you just drive it around and it cleans the track.
Nice.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, what
lazy man's way.
Yeah. Nice. Well, if we're going to do you show me yours, I'll show you mine kind of thing. This is the whoop that Drone Pool sent me with the camera mounted and everything. Got to get some goggles first, I think, but already took it for a flight. It's a nice little drone. Nice little whoop.
Sweet. You have been hit by the tractor beam from the Death Star.
Yes.
You are going dark.
Yes.
My wife and I, we actually celebrated our Valentine's Day last night. We couldn't do it on Valentine's Day, but and I let her do all the planning of what we go out and do for this year. And we went out and did one of those like couples paint and sip wine thing or whatever.
Yep. No,
I've never painted before. I'm that guy in like Pictionary or whatever that is drawing stick figures and people are guessing boat when I'm trying to draw a semi truck. Like but I was actually pretty darn impressed with how it turned out. I'll have to go get that in a second here and show you guys what it looks like. Give me a second.
Yeah. Now, gentlemen, I can't boast this now that he left. Something tells me I am not the youngest one on this panel now.
Oh, we're sorry.
Oh, no, you're not. Don't patronize me.
Gary asked me a question. Gary, I started printing some things for the track. This was supposed to be a silo. For whatever the reason, the G-code did not print the cone on top. So that looks kind of stupid if you see that as the top. So what I do is I'm turning them upside down, and I'm turning them into industrial oil tanks.
All right, so guys, I don't know if anybody can see it, but I did.
Oh, cool. You did that?
Picture the one that says love. I painted that.
Wow,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not even a stick figure.
Cool.
And also, right there Oh yeah, that's a
It's a
Phantom drone.
drone.
That's a what?
I painted that in there, and the person came up and she's like, "Oh, that's a interesting looking cloud." I was like, "No, that's a drone." She's like, "Oh."
What's wrong with her? I recognized it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, it was really cool in there. So there was about 6 couples or so doing this with us, and one of the couples, it was the son of the other couple and his wife, and so everybody was all painting, and those guys were kind of on opposite sides of a table facing each other, so they couldn't see what each other was painting. And so we did like a reveal at the end of what everybody had painted, and the younger couple gets up, and instead of saying love and the heart or whatever, it says surprise September 2019 on it. And so that's how they announced to their mom and dad that they were going to have a baby.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
nice
it was
way to do
really
it.
cool. Really cool.
You got to read what Equinox typed in there, buddy.
What do you type in?
Oh, he's always putting jokes up.
Nasty bug going around. Yeah, I caught it. I'm just starting to get over it.
Hey, Rick, you might want to answer Rick Caliber.
What's he got? Where are we at?
It says, "What is a good 3D printer for a starter?" Dude, you've got the one as far as I'm concerned.
Rick, thanks to Mark's advice and 616's advice, I bought one with a heated bed, an all-metal extruder, and it's a totally enclosed. It's called the Maker Pi K5. MAKERPI K5. It's a little on the pricey side, but when somebody tells you to go for it, I don't wait for her to change her mind. I buy it.
I myself have the Anycubic i3 Mega, and it's a good printer, but it's not a fully enclosed, and that's something I wish I had. So,
well, you know, some guys made a good point, Mark. You can very easily do that if you go to Lowe's, get you some PVC pipe and some 18 millimeter. I think it was 18. No, not that thick. Maybe 8 millimeter sheeting like they put on windows.
oh yeah, no. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing the like a plexiglass enclosure that I'll be able to lower
Oh, that's even
or
better.
encase it. So I am going to do it, but it's nice when it comes with it, you know, and it's made for it. That is nice.
Yeah. This one does a very good job. I've been very happy. The few frustrations I had, you had already told me I was going to have them, and you had already told me how you cured them, and I was able to cure them. So
yeah, they all have their own personalities, and you just got to be patient and you got to figure it out. I don't care what printer. I've worked with 3 or 4 of them, and you go through you definitely go through a learning curve about that particular printer and figure out its picadillas, if you will. But it's cool.
yeah.
Nice. The only 3D printer I have is chewing gum.
Yep.
But hey, Passive for Hunting, thanks for coming in. And Roger showed up. How's it going, Roger?
Hey,
Nice.
Roger.
He's awake.
Yeah. I can get you in here, Roger, if you want, but I know you got your stream that you just finished doing, and you got another one tonight. So we'll let you have a break and just hang out and chat if you want. But and then Passion for Hunting is extremely close. We're talking about Rodney is really close to 500. But Passion for Hunting is like 30 away from 2,000.
Nice.
Yeah. So anybody who doesn't have Passion for Hunting, Rocco is an awesome dude. Grab his channel as well, Passion for Hunting. And then anybody who does not have Rodney Bell, check his channel out as well. I'll try to get them. I've never had anybody hit like 1,000 type goal on my channel.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. But Rocco's a little far away for how many people I usually have in here. But yeah, if we can get him closer, I'd love to help him out.
By the way, Rick Halber, if you look for the printer I told you about, do not go to eBay. They are $240 higher than what it should be.
Yeah.
The only guy on eBay that has them wants $843.
Every time I find
$599.
Every time I find a good deal on eBay, I always worry that it's broken. And then when you find something on eBay and it's like priced normally, it's always higher than you can get it somewhere else. I don't know. I've never been good at eBay. I bought one thing on eBay and it wasn't good.
I see Canadian Drone Hub came up there. only question is that really Roger or is that Roxy?
That could be Roxy.
Well,
I'm waiting for the day that I tune into Canadian Drone Hub Live and I see Roxy sitting in the chair instead of Roger.
and then Roger sitting on the ground, and we go to the Roxy cam, and it's Roger sitting there.
No,
like
it's the Roger cam.
Yeah, yeah. And Roxy takes her paw off the edge of the chair and strokes Roger's head.
It may happen someday.
Yeah.
You weren't there this morning, Mark, but Roger was getting ready to say he was going to do something or whatever, and just about the time he was finishing the sentence, you heard this squeak, squeak, and it was like it was Roxy. It was perfectly timed.
Oh man,
it was literally like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna."
Yeah, exactly. She couldn't have done it any better if she tried.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And Roger, if you're listening, man, I haven't forgotten about you. Maybe it'll happen this week. I'm going to have you as my guest spot on my live stream, and I'm going to be interviewing you. And I got a ton of questions for you, man. So get ready. But the problem is, Roger, he's on all the time. I don't know how I'm going to fit him into his schedule.
Yeah, I'll interview him on his channel.
Well, no, then he can shut me off. He can. Dang, look at it. He says, dang. Yeah, he's hoping I forget.
Somebody will come up with some kind of a internet suit or jacket or whatever. It'll all be all connected, and you can just walk around, eat your lunch or whatever, just tap buttons on your chest, you know?
That's funny. They do have wearable computers these days, so.
Yep.
Did you ever notice that the first thing Paul mentioned was eating?
Yeah. Where are the brownies, Paul?
Oh, they're here. I was eating one a minute ago, but I was doing it in honor of Rick because he's always talking about my muffins or my donuts, but they're really brownies. They're just absolutely fantastic.
It looked like a Reese's Pieces cup.
I've seen those. Yeah, we have a store that sells those little cupcake brownies. They are very good.
Oh,
yeah. I actually my GoPro Hero though, it actually does have a Wi-Fi Bluetooth connection that you can actually connect. So I could actually connect it to my computer and like strap it to the dog or to the son or whatever, and just switch cameras. I could actually probably do that.
Take care, Roger. Have a good nap.
Yeah, Roger's going for his grandpa nap now. That's what he says. He's funny.
Have a good one. All right, Roger. So let's see here. Let's mess with your dreams here. We've got giant mechanical robots, fire-breathing ants, and
Are you trying to put these into his head for his nap?
Oh yeah, he's gonna wake up and he's gonna have fire-breathing ants fighting transformers with. Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. We'll have interesting Roger tonight on his stream,
and it'll all be on live video.
Yes. Now imagine that if you could put a camera in your head or whatever, see what you're thinking. I don't want one with me.
No, you don't want that. You don't want that.
Above you, we're all eating those special brownies.
I think people would go into therapy after viewing what's in my head. Lord knows I probably need it.
I think it's one of those things that anybody puts a camera in their head, and the stigma of what's acceptable in society would immediately drop.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean the old saying, you can think what you want, you can't say anything that you want. So I'm sure there are a lot of thoughts people have that they don't want on screen.
Well, and they're working so much now on that artificially intelligent dolls that move and talk and react, and man, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Roger says as long as he doesn't dream of his ex-wife. Now that you said that, Roger. Now that you said that,
guess what the dream's going to be about, buddy?
Yep, exactly. That's what Rick said.
Seed has been planted, and we didn't even do it.
My reoccurring nightmares is of all three of them in rotation. It just like goes around and around.
But Roger, you said you didn't want to dream of your ex-wife. I already said fire-breathing ants. No, I'm just
here it is. His ex-wife, who is a mechanical fire-breathing ant, right there, all in one.
That fits the description of my ex-wife, as long as she's not watching.
I think I'm going to have a nightmare about that myself.
I have no idea where my ex is, and I don't care. They did my security clearance. It was due, and they did it last year. And it's online now. You go online, and they've got all these questions. You got to fill in the damn blanks and all this crap.
Yeah.
And when it came down to ex-wife, it said, give her a name. Okay, there's the name. Where does she live? Don't know. How do we get in touch with her? Don't know. What does she do now? Don't know. They actually sent an investigator out and thought I was trying to be smart. I told him right to his face, I says, what part of the X don't you understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Rick, that would have been fun. You could have said, last I knew, she was on a stripper pole somewhere in Vegas.
Well, last I know, she was in bed with another lady. So let's put it that way.
Okay, now we're going into
not
and that's why she's the X.
Yeah.
Are we going back into the nightmare menu again?
Down the rabbit hole. Yep.
Yeah. No, my ex-wife is not the one that I was saying before. My current wife is the one that already has Rodney Bell subscribed to Rodney Bell.
There you go.
But no, my ex-wife, she'll every now and then watch my videos or something with my daughter, because my daughter is, we split time with my daughter. So
according to Above You Too, your ex-wife is now with Rodney Bell, or what?
What? Rodney, you dog.
Yes, get Rodney to 500 subscribers, everybody. No.
Those squids are supposed to have one in every port.
Yeah.
What? The squiddies got eight tentacles, don't they?
Well, yeah.
Squid or 6. Doesn't matter.
Hey, I still think they prefer squid to semen.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Bye, Roger.
Squids have 6 tentacles?
Squids are 6, octopus are 8.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah,
see?
Octo.
I dissected one in junior high, and obviously I didn't pay attention very well.
Well,
squids have one hell of a beak.
Oh, yes, they do. I've had the privilege of actually swimming near both of them, not at the same time, but I used to do a lot of scuba diving and got to see some of them. The only one I don't want to ever see is a Humboldt squid. They're pretty aggressive.
They're big, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll take a big chunk out of your arm, won't they?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've been known to actually attack people and kill them. And they've been coming, and because of the supposed global warming that isn't occurring, they've been coming up to shallower depths to feed. So in certain parts of the ocean, it's kind of dangerous during feeding time. They've come to the surface because it's been warm. It's because they have to look for their food now because the oceans are warming up a bit too. So it's not a pleasant thing.
Well, if Roger hasn't left already, he now is going to have squids attacking him as well, and they will have the face of his ex-wife on the beak.
Yes, exactly.
Gary says Rodney's 3 away.
Yeah, Rodney is 3 away.
Really
And Indiana Kid, thanks for coming in. And Matt Play Games, thank you for coming in. Appreciate you coming in.
Mark, do the aquatic life, do they get aggressive too during mating season, or?
It depends. Yeah, they can be. Oddly enough, some of the more aggressive ones are your dolphins. And I don't mean that they attack you. They try to mount you. They get very amorous. And you have to be very careful with certain breeds of dolphin, especially during mating season. So yeah, it's an experience. I haven't had that experience. Sorry, let's clear that up right now. But
I saw a video of one of the manta rays or stingrays doing that to some lady or whatever on YouTube once too.
Yeah.
It's the worst part is those things always look like they have a smirk on their face, so it's just like, dang.
Above You Too says my wife takes a big chunk out of my butt sometimes, so she's the squid.
Yeah, it happens.
Dad Random is apparently a certified dive master. He did night diving in the Channel Islands, feeding great whites like that, or because of the seal pop. Yeah, that's true. I've been very fortunate. I led a few trips to the Galapagos and got to swim along whale sharks and such. They have a lot of diversity of aquatic life out there. It's fantastic stuff.
Now, where are the Channel Islands?
That I don't know. Actually, it's a good question.
I think it's in the Atlantic, over on the, isn't it? Over on towards the European side, if I remember correctly. But I'm probably completely wrong. I used to be really good at geography and stuff.
I stink at it.
Yeah, I was when I was in 4th grade or whatever. I went into there was like a geography B, and I actually won for my school. Then I had to take some test for the state, and I got in the top 100 people taking the test for the state, and went to competition for the state. And I got they had like 5 groups of 20, and I was like 4th in my group. So I guess that would count as like 20th in the state. And that was back when I knew like the capitals of every state and most countries and all kinds of stuff. And now it's like, I don't know.
I'll stick to calculus. Dad Random says that actually it's in California, the Channel Islands. So we're talking Pacific. So nice.
That's where the Jurassic Park Islands are out there, right?
Maybe.
It must be where the channel is. That's my guess.
Can we send Pelosi there? Oh, I'm sorry. That was political in nature. I apologize.
Hey,
Mea culpa, mea maxima culpa.
You can say it. You can say it here. I don't mind it. You know, everybody's going to have their own views and stuff. I have mine, and I don't care about anybody else's. Their views are just as important as mine, even if they're wrong.
Dad Random says his bucket list, he wants to free dive with whale sharks. Well, I'm going to tell you, my first time I got to see a first whale shark, I was actually doing my ascent from diving, and I might as well have been free diving at that point, because when I saw the whale shark, I turned tail and swam down to about 100 feet. And yeah, I broke a lot of rules that day diving, which I'm not proud to admit. But
I would bet your respiration increased tremendously.
Yes, it did, and my air consumption increased, and my air supply decreased dramatically.
Yeah. Now, I will say this, Dad Random, it's not necessarily what you would call a natural environment, but the aquarium in Atlanta, I believe, they have that massive tank, and they actually have whale sharks in there, and you are allowed to buy access to be able to dive with them. So.
My wife for my birthday one time bought me, we were talking about Disney World. We went to Disney World, and she bought me the pass to actually dive in the tanks at Epcot. It was like a half-day tour and ended with a 45-minute dive in their tanks. So you actually became part of the attraction, especially for the people in the restaurant. They could see you diving, and you went and waved to everybody. It was actually a very cool experience. I highly recommend it if you're a certified diver.
I would think that would be a cheap way of feeding the fish, right?
Yeah, maybe.
They make you pay to feed the fish.
Yeah, absolutely. But I gotta say,
with the manatees.
What's that? No, I did. We weren't in with the manatees. They didn't have them in that particular tank. This was their general tank in Epcot, the central one.
Yeah, I know where it's at.
Yeah, and so you're in with some of the sharks and the rays and all the other stuff. They have this little air supplied bubble in the middle that you can go underneath and into, and then take your mask and regulator out, and wave and get your video and whatnot taken. It's a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's diving in a tank. It's artificial, but it's still a fun experience if you're going to be in Disney World. And Dad Random, I got to point something out. I'm not ignoring your chat today, so I listened to your advice. He called me out in his video last night for not for his live stream for not responding to his chats when he came into mine. But I was so tired. It was so late. I stopped looking at chat. I was passing out at the time. So,
Farmer JT, I just greased your tractor.
Rodney Bell, how you doing on the count?
Yeah, and Farmer JT, while we're figuring out how Rodney Bell is doing, Farmer JT, I just met him today, also on Deer Park Farmstead's channel. He's got a 200-acre farm. It's pretty cool. And in his video, the one video of his that I watched this morning after I met him, it looked like in this video, because it was just kind of him walking along his tractor as it was plowing. I couldn't see because of the bar where the bar is. It was right where the driver's thing. I thought he was like ghost riding on a tractor. Like, and I was like, oh my gosh, is he ghost riding? I don't think you can do that because they're all, what do you call it? Manual shift drives. You really can't ghost ride a manual. It'll start jumping and stuff. But I thought he was ghost riding his tractor for a little bit. It looked crazy.
Rodney is 2 away from 500, folks.
Oh,
Let's get him there.
Oh,
Let's get him there.
Get Rodney.
Yep. Rodney Bell, he is 2 away. And I want to get somebody up one of their goals on my channel. I don't think I've done that before. I mean, I've gotten people to 100, I guess, a couple times. So that counts. Because 100 is one of those big ones.
When I moved out here, Russ, I told everybody I lived on a farm. They asked me how many acres I got. Well, I'm surrounded by 400 acres that somebody else farms. I've only got 5.5. Well, 5.5 ain't a farm. I says, dude, when you've lived your entire life on less than a quarter of an acre, 5.5 is a freaking farm.
I live on a quarter of an acre right now. And I grew up on 5 acres. And 5 acres is a lot of area. It takes a lot of upkeep to keep up 5 acres.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
And I don't know about your states, but in New York, it doesn't matter how much land you have. If you have a certain number of livestock, and it's like something like 6 chickens, you can actually claim a farm credit on your income tax.
You're telling me I need to go out and buy some free-range chickens?
Well, you got to figure out your state laws and income tax, but New York State, it's like 6 chickens, and you get yourself a farm credit.
There's a lot of people that try to do that here in Idaho. So there's a lot of the cities, like we're talking inside the cities, people try to have chickens and stuff. And so the city of where I live in Post Falls, it's near. I always say I live in Coeur d'Alene because nobody, Coeur d'Alene is the bigger town that everybody can find on a map. But I'm in Post Falls next to it. It's not very much different in size, but it's not as known. But in Post Falls, you can only have 3 chickens if you don't have at least an acre of land. It's because there was a huge thing about everybody trying to get their own chickens, and then people would have like 9 people in each neighborhood would have roosters crowing in the morning, and people are going crazy at 5 in the morning, and it's just a whole crazy thing. I remember hearing it all the time.
Hey, I got 9 dogs and 6 cats. Can I claim them?
Yeah.
Dad Random, you're talking about getting a new drone. You said Anafi, Evo, or Mantis. I fly a Typhoon H, which is a unique product. I don't hear the greatest things about the Mantis, but I hear wonderful things about the Anafi. So if I had to push into one direction, even though I have a unique product, I'd probably be looking at the Anafi more. I don't know anything about the Evo though.
The Evo is a good drone.
If you have a lot of winds in your area, don't get the Anafi.
Well, they're all in the same size range. They're all in the same size range. So I don't know.
They're all in the same size range. My Evo can stand up to any DJI you want to throw at it, with the exception of possibly the Enterprise.
Yeah, the Evo is a little heavier than a lot of the other fold-out drones. So, like what Rick is saying, it'll handle winds a lot better. It won't blow around in them and stuff. But the Anafi, one thing I would like about, because if you have, like, let's say you have a DJI Phantom or something like that already. Really would like to have an Anafi because it has that camera that pans up, and that is just so different compared to everything else. And the Evo doesn't pan up, right, Rick?
I don't know anything about the Evo.
The Evo. If you were to put the Evo and the Mavic side by side, I would say probably the only difference is it has no geofencing.
Yeah.
I've got them both. I've had a Mavic Pro. Now I've got a Mavic 2 Pro. And well, the 2 Pro's got a better camera, but
Now, Rick,
as far as how far I can fly them, how well they return to home, whatever you're looking for, they stand up against each other.
Now, Rick, what is geofencing specifically? I think I know, but I want to make sure.
Well, DJI is the best at it. Let's put it that way, because every time I turn my DJI drone on, I've got to update my geofence. By the time I get that done, my battery's dead. But geofencing is pre-programmed, basically the VFR sectionals. It knows where the airfields are. It knows where the surface base is. It knows where the transition areas start. It knows where the non-towered, uncontrolled heliports are around my house. And basically it draws a fence around them and says, hey, you're about to enter an area where you're not supposed to fly. And then it gives you the option. If you know you can fly there, because like if you know that airspace doesn't start where you're flying, you're only flying at 400, it doesn't start till 700, you can go underneath it.
See,
and you just put the box and say you assume all the responsibilities.
No, I thought that with DJI, if you had that enabled, you really don't have an option to be able to fly in there. That's why I kind of steered away from those upgrades or that.
No, every time matter of fact, where I fly right now, there's an uncontrolled airport about 5 miles away. And as soon as I start heading towards it, it comes up and goes, you're about to enter controlled airspace. I go, no, I'm not. It's an uncontrolled airfield. I click the box. I say, I'm authorized. I'm willing to accept. Basically, they're not willing to get in trouble for you flying off the end of somebody's runway and almost getting hit or something.
Yeah.
So they're putting it on you to say, I know the rules. I will follow the rules. Let me go.
It's more or less an educational process for people who don't understand.
Yeah. Now there is some of the geofencing stuff that they have set up, like around military bases. It is a hard fence.
Oh yeah,
no doubt.
The funny thing, Russ, is my Mavic, the first one, the Mavic that came out was the Pro, right? Yeah. I could take it to work and fly it in the building. I could fly it. The Mavic Air, the Mavic Pro or Mavic 2 Pro won't even turn on in the building anymore.
Yeah, because I have the Mavic Air, and it has hard geofencing around, like the not even Class B airspace. If you're like 3 miles away from the airport, it'll still allow you to override there. But if you are like, let's say, if you're right next to the airport, that's a hard geofence.
Yep.
Or near any Air Force bases, like near me here, we have an Air Force base that is actually, it's a really weird airspace. So there's the airport, and about 2.5 miles away is an Air Force base. And that airspace, talk about crazy looking airspace. Yeah. If you try to fly within half a mile or whatever of that Air Force base, drone won't even lift off. Or what it'll do is it'll lift off. It'll say you're in a controlled airspace, and it literally just lands itself.
Lands again.
Yep.
Russ, I got a question for you real quick. Have you been buying your sectionals? Have
I been buying my sectionals? No. I actually don't buy them. I usually use AirMap. And then what I'll do from there is I'll then go online and I'll get the airport contact information and contact them that way.
Yeah.
But I would really like to use the function in AirMap to do the override, like when you're within a controlled airspace or whatever, and just do it that way. But you have to pay money just to get into that program.
Yeah. Well, you see, what I was getting at, what I do is, if let's say I know I'm going to go to Fort Payne this weekend. And fly. There's one little tiny airport up there. Alabama flies in there. The rock or the country western band. They're from there. You can go to FAA.gov, type in digital products. It'll take you to a laundry list. One of those things on that list is VFR sectionals, and it covers the entire national airspace system. You download it, and in my view, if I print out that sectional on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, there's no way I'm going to fly off of that piece of paper with a drone.
Yeah.
So I've got all the airspace I need for my trip. But these people are going to the airports and paying whatever they want for one. It's a waste of money.
I don't go to the airport and pay for it. I usually just, like I said, I use AirMap. I find out the airport's, signals and then I'll go online. I'll get the information for the tower. I'll call the tower. And most of the time they're like, what are you doing calling me? Get off. Yeah, go do what you got to do.
We don't want to hear from you. Just fly.
Well, if you, with AirMap, what I like about AirMap is that you can dial in whether you're doing it as a hobbyist or 107, and it changes obviously adjusts for where you're allowed to fly. And in my area, it actually gives me the phone number right on the app to call.
Oh, so, I don't have that would be really nice to be able to call, but they don't give me that.
Says it's no longer a round geofence; it's a bow tie. I don't know what he's referring to there.
Yeah, they just changed the geofence in Europe. I don't know if they've done it here yet, but in Europe, instead of being a round circle around things, they've done now is they've skinnied it up so that if the runway's going this way, it comes in close to this way, but expands out the other way.
Oh, okay. So it's like, let's say, instead of, let's say 7K range
Right.
out, it's only like a 2 or 3K range, but then it bow ties out in the direction
That makes sense.
runways. That actually, I think we should do that here because there's a lot of space, like for example, the Geiger Airport here by me, Spokane International, there's a lot of space out there that it's like, I think, I forget who was talking about it, but there's kind of a shelf. It's up on the hill up here. And then a lot of the land below it is down here. And there's a shelf. And, the runway, let's say, runs this way. If I'm flying at a 45-degree angle from that runway and I'm 2.5, 3 miles away, that Class B airspace, they aren't going to care that you're even up all the way up to 400 feet. They aren't going to. Nobody's approaching that runway and then going to make a massive turn like that at 45-degree angle.
It's funny you mentioned calling these towers and them giving you that response. I live in an area that's well outside the 6 mile range for our municipal airport, if you will, our big airport where you cannot fly at all. But I live in an area where I'm in the airspace, even with 107, of a commercial kind of not transport, but cargo kind of airport. It's kind of privately owned, but it's got some pretty big planes that go in and out of there. And so I called them. I said, listen, I left a message. I said, listen, I'm a drone flyer. I have my 107. I'm just in my backyard. I'm not going to go above 400 feet. I'm going to follow the rules. Just want to make sure it's okay that I'm flying. And he was kind enough to call me back, the owner of this particular airport, and left me a message. And it was very funny because he goes, I appreciate the phone call. And I thought it was going to be the kiss of death. He goes, these drone rules are ridiculous. He goes, do what you got to do. As long as you're not flying off the end of my airstrip, I don't care what you do. And it was actually very nice. He was very pleasant about it. But he's in support of responsible drone flyers. And he's like, dude, this is ridiculous that you got to call me. Don't ever worry. You don't have to call me again. You're good.
And a lot of times, airports like what you're talking about there, Mark, a lot of times they have tower hours where there's some time frames of the day that their tower isn't open. And so it's not a controlled, it's not, or a towered airplane or whatever. It's still technically, I would imagine it's probably Class D is my best
probably
guess.
Well, remember, it won't go to D. A C and a B can't go to D. They can go down to E, or they can go to G, which that's never going to happen. And
no, they'll go to E. Yeah.
But even those E's, that's a controlled airfield. The control just doesn't happen to be at the airfield. That's a surface-based area. But and that's what I get a lot of my pilots don't freaking understand. They think they just go hauling butt into a Class Echo surface-based area when the weather's bad and just land. No, you got to get a special to get in there as a pilot. You got to call for a special VFR entrance. Who do you call? Whoever's the controlling agency for the runway.
Yeah.
We have a tech club in our school, and they haven't started any drone stuff, which hopefully I will. And I wasn't there for it, but they had a representative from the Syracuse International Airport or National Airport come in, and he was particular about people following the rules, but unfortunately they still have issues with parents buying their children drones, not knowing the rules, and they've actually had drones crash on their airstrips. So I understand the concern and whatnot, but it's ridiculous that I don't know how you can go into any store, buy a drone, give it to your kid, and how if they don't know the rules, how you can get into trouble with that. So
that is one thing I like about DJI. Every one I've ever bought, and I haven't bought one since I bought the Pro, but before you can do it, you have to activate it and you have to take their little questionnaire test, and at least it gets you the basics. How high can I fly? Where can I fly? And at least ways you can't say, well, I didn't know I couldn't go above 400 feet. Yeah, you did.
Well, eventually, I think what's happening with these new rules that they made in, October or something, eventually what they're going to do is they're going to have that kind of quiz that you have to take no matter what before you even are allowed to go home with the thing.
That would make sense.
It's like buying a rifle. You have to do or a gun or anything, you have to do a background check or whatever. And, you can't necessarily take it home right away. But honestly, we're flying things that can cause problems for human lives.
Yes. Agreed.
It's there's a lot of people that have problems with, they're like, oh, well, the government shouldn't do this for me or shouldn't do that for, to me or whatever. But, at the same time, it's like, if you're not going to be a problem, just take the test and you're gone, you're done, you're good, go fly. But, I don't have a problem with them doing that as far, I know I would be a little bummed that, I bought this new drone and I can't take it home right away. But what if it's just like a 10-minute quiz? It's like, hey, look over this information. Here's an information packet, and then take this quiz.
That's not a bad idea, because if a parent's buying it for a gift for their child and they have to take the quiz, and at least they know, oh crud, there's some regulations here. I better know about it, and my kid's got to know about it so we don't get into trouble.
The regs don't scare me at all. I can live with every single one they've ever come out with, But the thing that's had me worried is by 2020, all aircraft, when the Army's not going to make it, I know. 2020, you have to have ADS-B. And your Enterprise, Paul, comes with ADS-B.
Yes, it does.
Which lets them know all the time where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
You can turn it off to not display it to yourself, but you can't turn it off to transmit, I don't think.
No.
But the thing that scares me is that if they make that a requirement for all drones, I'm going to be spending some money.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one thing, our government in the United States, at least, has usually always been pretty good about grandfathering things, cars without seatbelts and stuff like that.
Are you talking about old people again?
No, I'm saying like the grandfather rule, the fact that, classic cars that were made without seatbelts, they don't require you to alter it to put a seatbelt in. They can alter its originality.
Anything before 1964 doesn't have to have a seatbelt.
Yeah, so they might do
that.
that.
I got my vessel license, so when you're out on the lake and I'm driving towards you, remember that. I got it because I was grandfathered in. I don't know a damn thing about boats. But I've got vessel on my. They say, oh, here. I went in and got my motorcycle test. When they gave me back my license, they sent it to me in the mail. It had D, M, and V. I went, what's the V? She goes, vessel. I said, I don't know nothing about vessels. Well, you grandfathered in. Well, that's just great.
Nice.
Tinfoil Hat says FAA is shutting down hobby drones. It may seem that way. I don't see it that drastic yet, but they're definitely making it harder.
Tinfoil Hat, I know a stream that you should really tune in for.
Yeah, I keyed into that one.
If you are not Steve himself, there is a channel that literally does a show with Tinfoil Hat, and you will appreciate. Here it comes.
Oh Lord.
The Tinfoil Hattery.
I gotta get me one, guys.
I don't know what Steve's topic is for tomorrow, but that just reminded me. I gotta get cranking on my new hat.
Is that the UK aerial?
Yeah, UK aerials. Yeah, Aerial Views and Histories UK. He's on it too tomorrow.
No,
5 Eastern, right?
5 Eastern, 2 your time, 10 UK time.
Hot darn, I might be able to make that.
He didn't tell me the topic. He's going to put me on the spot. He's going to say, and what do you think about it? And I'll be like, I don't know. Give me a second. I'll look it up.
And I've got quite a few new people I've logged on to in here. There's a lot of good channels come here.
Yeah, there are. In fact, some of them I haven't met before. Tinfoil Hat, this is my first time meeting you.
Okay, Tinfoil Hat, are you a flat earther or are you laughing at flat earthers? I need to know.
Hey, I don't know. How can it be flat? We've seen it from space, haven't we?
Well, they claim that's not true. That's all rigged, and they claim that the curvature you see is because of the shape of your eyes.
Oh,
not because of the shape of the. Oh, they got an answer for everything, Rick.
Well, those GPS satellites don't really orbit in 12-hour orbits. They're just flying.
No, they don't exist. They don't exist.
Oh, they don't exist. Okay.
No, they're just sensors on the top of the dome or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love. You know why I love the flat Earth? I love the flat Earth idea and debate because everybody gets so upset on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm not a full-on 24/7 troll, but every now and then I get a little bit of I want to go be a troll for a little while. And so I'll sit there and I have been the flat earther and I have been the against flat earther just to get people a little.
Oh, yeah.
Crank them up.
Yeah, exactly.
Crank them up, buddy.
That's called poking the bear.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, Russ, I don't know if I told you this, if you heard, that day after the Flat Earth Conspiracy stream, my very first stream with Steve, that hat I made, I actually brought it to school, and it was a perfect time with one of my lessons. We were doing the conic sections unit, and so as kind of a joke, but it was learning. It was related to what I was talking about. I went through Eratosthenes' measuring of the circumference of the Earth with a stick and a shadow, and I wore my tinfoil hat to do it.
Nice.
And, no, it gets better, because as I started it and I put the tinfoil hat, superintendent walked into my room for a spot observation. And I was going to take the hat off, but it was too late because she had already pulled out her phone, took a snapshot, and had tweeted it out onto the education Twitter site. So I figured, okay, what the heck, keep it on.
I swear, those random observations that you teachers get, they can't be random. Because my mom had her random observation one day, and it was her class where we were launching water pressure bottle rockets.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the one day I've been helping her with this rocket class, because I kind of teach the kids using a protractor, standing this far away, where the drone is, or where the rocket is, how high about it went.
Mm-hmm.
I try to teach them, hey, you can actually find, using math, how high your rocket went, and we can get it pretty accurate. And so I kind of help her with that and help her launch the rockets and everything. And this person came and did an observation, and it was the one time she had an observation during her rocket thing was the one day that one of the rockets came down and hit a kid right on top of the head.
Nice.
Yeah.
Basically, you were employing the Pythagoras theorem and using the hypotenuse.
Yep. Measuring the angle. That's a good little lesson.
Yeah, it's
a big word.
Did you transition into Murphy's Law?
Yeah. But it doesn't quite work with using the hypotenuse and stuff, because
it's not a true right angle. Yeah,
the rockets don't go straight up, and
that's why it's an about.
Yeah, and that's why I tell them, we're usually pretty close to being within about 10 or 12 feet of how high they go. But there's a couple of them that go a couple 100 feet high, and by the time they get to their top, to their apex of their launch, they're 50 feet over or whatever, and it's.
Well, did you put up your meteorological sensing balloon first in order to measure all the way up?
No.
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. It just dawned on me, Paul. Have they started to regulate model rocketry now too, with registering and flying into airspaces? Because we know some of those rockets go way above 400 feet.
and are they labeled?
Yes, are they labeled? Well, you know what? They're probably not that heavy, so that maybe they don't have to.
They're not even legal here, bottle rockets. You fly a bottle rocket here, and they're coming after you. But
yeah.
But some of those rocketry rockets have like 3 stages, and they'll get up to 300-400 miles an hour, which is which actually is illegal. So it wouldn't fall under drone law, but it's also illegal to fly anything that fast above ground level, I think.
106 miles an hour, I think.
Yeah. Below 10,000 feet is limited to 250 knots.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Because I know any hobbyist, anything can't go above 106 miles an hour in the United States or whatever. Isn't that what the number is, Rick?
Hobbyist, I think you're in the ballpark.
I think that's right.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see if they've started, because we're always talking about drones, but you're really piloting these drones, so you're in control of them the whole time. These things, you have no control once they leave the ground. They're at the whim of your aerodynamics, the atmosphere, the wind and such. And Drone Shots just said he got done with a rocket, used D or E sized engines, max height 2,500 feet.
Take care, Rodney.
Yeah, later, Rodney. Sorry, we just
did he make it? Did he make his 500?
I don't think he did.
Oh, I'll work on that later.
Really close.
I'll try to work on that for him later.
He's got 2 left.
We'll try to get him well above that. So, like I said, when YouTube takes their tax, he'll stay there.
Now, do you guys know about rocketry? What I was wondering is, with all the advances in drone and electronics and everything, are they putting electronics on those rockets now that have some kind of a fins on them that they can actually angle them and turn them, or
I haven't seen anything in like hobby level rockets that would be able to do that. But I'll tell you what, if you turn a fin even 1 degree while it's going 100 and something miles an hour going up, that thing is going to do the spin of death.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Very quickly.
Rodney, I'm probably going to go on Rodney in about an hour. So hour, 2 hours maybe. He's asking when I go live. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was only going to do this for like an hour, and now we're sitting at almost an hour and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
But
famous last words there. You know how this goes, Russ.
Oh yeah, it always ends up happening that way. But yeah, no, I'm having fun, so we'll keep going a little bit.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Exactly.
And eating muffins.
Yeah, there you go. I'm glad you reminded me.
There he is, poking my bear.
Yeah.
I mean, I went on the other night with Steve and B-Town joined me on my live stream. I was only going to go on for an hour. 4 hours later, as I'm falling asleep at the computer.
Oh, by the way,
I saw you were on Thursday.
The other day.
Yeah.
If you see us on live feed and we're all of a sudden like, you need to have everybody's addresses so we can call them up and say, hey, 911, get out to Rick's house.
Yeah.
Hey, Russ, do you know B-Town Paranormal?
I have him. I've seen one of his videos, I think is all.
Well, it's a couple, and it was really funny because they were both on, and I had them on the live stream. And at some point, all of a sudden, I go to the female portion. I can't remember their first names. I only know the channel names. But all of a sudden, I'm like, "Where'd your other half go?" And she turned the camera on. He was out cold on the couch, so he was the smart one. He turned in at a reasonable time.
Yeah.
You guys know J&C Fishing?
Yep.
I believe I have J&C Fishing.
They frequently come and visit me early in the mornings. And one morning, I don't know whether it was a Saturday or a Sunday. I guess it had to be Cassie, but they logged in, and I said, "Hey, would you like to come on live?" She said, "Sure, but I'm naked in bed." I said, "No, never mind."
Yeah.
She was on her iPad. I went, "Nope, never mind. Don't want to get in trouble."
Yeah, when Roger sent me the link, that's why I was like, "Hey, I need 5 minutes." I was like, "I don't know if you guys want me in PJ shorts and a no shirt coming on the stream today or whatever."
Yeah, you just have to wear a shirt. I don't.
Yep.
You just have to wear a shirt, but I
Yeah,
don't know any more than that. I don't want to know any more than that.
I've always had that fear that if you stream with just a shirt on, you're gonna have that moment where you're like, "Hold on, let me get something." Oh shoot! Nope.
You need a longer shirt.
Yeah.
I have three of those old sleeping shirts.
If you do that, you have to say, "But wait a minute."
Yeah.
Just don't say I got to point something out to you.
Yeah.
And if you could, that would increase your subscribership tremendously.
And it would also shut your channel down a moment for a bit too, I would think.
Yeah. That might be one of those you get 3 strikes and 1 shot things.
Yeah, maybe.
Infamy. You would be known as that guy.
There you go.
All right. Rick Calber says that his son and daughter are going to take care of Rodney. All right.
Well, we'll get him his 500, but we're going to push for more because, like I said, when I hit 500, I bounced above and below 500 for like a week and a half. 505 down to 480, back to 490, up to 500. It was a constant purge.
Yeah. I don't know where I'm at, but I have been sitting at like 620 something for almost a month.
It happened to me right when I got to about 950. It was like 2.5 weeks between, and usually I gain 4 to 8 a day or so, something like that. But for 2.5 weeks, I had nothing. It was like I got like 6 subscribers or something in a 2.5 week time period. But then when I hit my 1,000, everybody's always like, "Oh, well, you're gonna have your YouTube tax." I haven't lost a sub since. Knock on wood and put over here, but or for the UK friends here, touch wood. I haven't lost it yet.
Please, Russ, please don't touch wood.
Yeah. No, that's what they all said. And you know it, Mark, because it's on your channel a few times. Don't make me turn red here.
I was say it.
Do you guys ever watch The Big Bang?
Yes.
Remember the episode where Sheldon was playing a game, where you trade goods back in the medieval days?
Yes, I need
I've
wood.
got wood. If you got sheep,
Yeah. Anybody got need wood? Anybody got wood?
I've got wood.
I'll give you sheep for some wood. Yes, yeah. It was that's hysterical.
That show, I'm gonna miss it.
I know, me too. I loved it.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna touch that comment by Russell, Mark. I'm glad you grabbed it.
I can't pass it up. I can't pass it up.
Yeah.
I work in a school with teenage kids. That rubs off,
Yeah, it does. It does. And I'm sorry if either any of you guys had done it, I wouldn't have let you get away with it either. So I totally agree.
So they call it a rub off now?
Oh, I'm just glad Russ is wearing pants as we're discussing this.
Yeah.
That would be almost a conflict channel. Who's rubbing you?
Yeah.
Now, Russ, I'm going to make a shameless plug here. One of the channels I subscribe to, I don't know if you've ever subscribed to him. He's a young lad from England, from the UK. His channel name is Magnetic G, Magnetic Space G. I just got a notification. Young kid, and it's the most unique channel I've come across in a long time. And basically, he fishes with very high powered magnets. And he goes to the rivers, and he pulls stuff. He pulls stuff out. He just posted something. I'm gonna have to watch it later. And he was able to get this to pull out a motorcycle that had been stolen, and he was able to pull this motorcycle out with these magnets, and he was able to return it to the rightful owner. And he's doing the environment a favor, and plus doing some fishing, and he finds some neat stuff. So yeah. If anybody doesn't have him, it's a channel worth watching because he's a young guy and a young kid, and I just think it's a great channel. It's a unique concept, and he should have a lot more subscribers than he does.
Does he have about 800 or so? And his emblem is like a
triangle. Yes, okay. That's him. So
cool.
If you don't have him subscribed, I recommend it. I mean, I've only subscribed to him for a little bit. It's not like I know him very well, but I know him because of, visiting Jeanette Pickering and Pixie and all those my friends from the UK. And he's in there a lot, and he's a nice young guy. And anybody doesn't have him, it's really, really good. Oh, he found a gun? Wow. So if anybody doesn't have him, check him out. I think you'll enjoy his videos.
Well, drone shots just said that he mounted 2 rockets on a nitro helicopter.
Oh wow! Okay.
I mean,
ouch.
Okay, gents. Russ, thank you for having me on. I'm going to call it so I can kind of clean up here and try to get my room set up for a live stream. So I really appreciate it. I know you said you were going to be on for 45 minutes.
Yeah, I think I'm going to shut it down in the next 4 or 5 minutes. We'll start closing down shop here.
I hope I didn't.
My mom just showed up, so the dog was going crazy and stuff. So I had to kind of mute my microphone for the second there.
I'm going to back out too, so give you guys a chance.
Okay. Take care, guys. Always, Paul, Rick, Russ, thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys later.
My pleasure, gentlemen, and I will see you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yep.
Russ,
have a good one,
Mark. I got to go get some lunch made.
Sounds good. Well, hey, you know what? Why don't we just shut it down here since everybody's taken off? And thank you, everybody, for coming on. Appreciate you guys, and thank you, Rick, for coming in.
No problem.
We'll talk to everybody later. Everybody in the chat, have a good day. And
toodles.
Ciao for now.